To move from a blank sheet of paper or a blank computer screen to a successful piece of writing, you need to follow a process. The parts of that process include researching, planning, drafting, revising, and editing. Let's take a look at the business writing process. The writing process is something fluid, not static. Think of it as a back and forth process rather than following a formula. Do this, then do that. Before you start to compose any email, memo, letter, report, proposal, or website, you'll need to do research. Research is critical because it enables you to obtain the right information for your audience. The world of work is based on conveying correct and relevant information, the logical presentation and sensible interpretation of fact. Depending on the length and scope of your written work and on your audience's needs, your research may include the following: interviewing people inside and outside your organization, collaborating in person by email or by messaging, doing internet searches, reading current periodicals, journals, reports, and other documents, and visiting a worksite. At the planning stage in your writing process, your goal is to get anything down on paper or your computer screen. For most writers, getting started is the hardest part of the job. Take advantage of a number of widely used strategies that can help you to develop, organize, and tailor the right information for your audience. Use any one of the following techniques alone or in combination. Clustering. In the middle of a sheet of paper, write down a word or phrase that best describes your topic, and then start writing other words or phrases that come to mind. Brainstorming. At the top of a sheet of paper or your computer screen, describe your topic in a word or phrase, and then list any information you know or found about the topic, in any order as quickly as you can. Outlining. This process may be the easiest and most comfortable way to begin or to continue planning a report or a letter. If you've planned carefully, it'll be easier to start your first draft. When you draft, you convert the words and phrases from your outline, brainstorm list, or clustered grouping into paragraphs. During drafting, as elsewhere in the writing process, you will see some overlap as you look back over your list or outline to shape your text. Don't expect to wind up with a polished, complete version of your written work after working only on one draft. In most cases, you'll have to work through many drafts, but each draft should be less rough and more focused than the preceding one. As you work on your drafts, ask yourself the following questions about your content and organization. Am I giving my readers too much or too little information? Do I need to do more research? Where and why? Should I confer further with my boss or coworkers? Does this point belong where I have it, or would it be more logically to put it somewhere else? Is this point necessary and relevant? Am I repeating or contradicting myself? Have I ended appropriately for my audience? To answer the question successfully, you may have to continue researching your topic and re-examining your audience needs. But in the process, you'll get even better ideas, and you'll use those ideas originally and essentially to build your best writing at work. Revision is an essential stage in the writing process. It requires more than giving your work another quick glance. Do not be tempted to skip the revision stage just because you've written the required number of words or sections, or because you think you've put too much time in already. Revision is done after you produce a draft that you think conveys the appropriate message to your audience. The quality of your memo, letter, or report depends on the revisions you make now. Editing is the equivalent of quality control for your reader. This last stage in the writing process might be compared to detailing an automobile. The preparation a dealer goes through and gets ready a new car for a prospective buyer. Editing is done only after you've completely satisfied that you've made all the big decisions about content, organization, and format that you said you wanted to, where you and how you wanted to, and for your audience. When you edit, you will check your work to make sure it's reasonable and correct. At this stage, pay close attention to sentences, word choices, punctuation, spelling, grammar and usage, and tone. Following this writing process will ensure the effectiveness of your business communication.